Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 38 of the Baali Chronicles. We're going to pick off exactly where we left off last episode with Preston and Sullivan in the SUV outside the AIC, trying to figure out what to do about what Lester Knife says is inside the AIC. After all, they've been meaning to look into this for a while, but we'll see how it goes. So let's just kick it right off with them, and as they get ready to leave the SUV and step into the AIC.
We're going to hop out of the SUV and we're going to start headed to the door.
You start heading back towards the door, and you'll see Lester will kind of pull this long duffel bag out of the trash can. And he holds over one shoulder. It's probably about 4 or 5 feet long, and you can hear some clanking around there like there's something metal inside. He starts heading towards the door, and he opens it for you guys. It's unlocked, apparently. He just kind of nudges the bucket out of the way and opens the back door. You can see there's like service hallway in the back here. Looks like it's just for maintenance and things of that nature. He just kind of nods inside. Both of you are going. Good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try and come back out, but you never know.
In case you make them mad. And he'll toss a duffel bag towards Sullivan.
I'll
You just
kind of unzip and
it feels weird, like there's a bunch of long implements in here. As you go to unzip it, it's a bunch of machetes.
all right. I'll pull out a machete and I'll hand one over to Preston and I'll grab one. And I'll zip it back up and slide it back over to him.
I mean, I'm going to hold it as if I've never held such a thing before because I haven't and I don't have any melee. So, but I'll hold my machete and I will walk.
You guys step into the back door. He closes the door, and he'll pick a machete out the back, and he'll stop Preston, and he'll grab your hand with his left hand. And he grabs the machete, his machete in his hand, and grips it. So you do it like this, strong. One, make sure it's straight when you strike, in case you need to hit.
Straight when I strike. Okay, I'll give it a
Lock
couple
your
of
wrist.
practice.
Lock your wrist.
All right.
Good.
This is gonna go so bad.
A couple of practice swipes.
You'll see him kind of tuck his like into his between his leather belt and his pants, and he watch you guys down this hallway. There's some dim light back here. It looks like it's probably like a 1 or 2 fluorescent lights that are kind of gone almost to the point of being dead, so they're kind of flickering, like occasionally clicking on and off. And as you hear that small hum and click, he takes you to this maintenance door, and he opens the door. Now you see there's a small bit of blood splattering on the tile floor by this maintenance door. He opens the door and just points down. And it's dark except for these little red lights that are on at the bottom of it. Looks like a concrete staircase that goes down. And as you look at him, he puts a finger to his lips and then taps his ear. So you guys descend the staircase?
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
quietly, cautiously.
Gingerly. We are slowly. Yeah.
Lester starts descending the stairs after you, and you hear the door slowly creak and click shut. And for a moment there, the entire staircase is just shrouded in darkness. Just these small crimson lights from the bottom are just giving a little bit of illumination along the edge of the stairs that lets you navigate down. And as you start descending, you go past, I'd say probably 10 to 15 feet down, you start getting the smell of blood in the air. And you hear this subtle ripping, like somebody's ripping through meat. And you hear Lester just kind of go, they're eating already.
Just kind of look over at Preston and mouth.
What did he say?
They're eating already. I'll keep pressing forward for now. I can't see shit. I just hear
All right.
flesh being consumed, which is, what everybody wants to hear at night in a dark, red lit hallway staircase.
So you guys keep on making your way down, and you get finally to the bottom floor of this maintenance area. And you can see the lights are like these red, looks like they are normal light bulbs, but they have that metal like cage around them. So like if somebody's doing work down here, they hit it, it's not going to necessarily break the bulb. But they're red not because the bulb is red, but they're coated in blood, like old blood. And you see the piping that runs along the ceiling. It goes to the next light over, and it starts to slowly trail down like a small hallway here. And the sound you're hearing is kind of bouncing off the halls. But there's a bit more illumination coming down from this darkened hallway. Like it's nothing but darkness, but there's light at the end. You can just see trickling down. It's actually pale. It's not actually red down there. And it's doing this weird mixture with the light at, like halfway down that hall. And from the look of it, in the way the light's hitting that. It looks like there's all this concrete floor. The walls are like that weird like plastic coating like in service halls like you guys dealt with at the bottom of the hotels before.
Yep.
And once you guys at the bottom, Lester just kind of points his machete down. He goes, "It's where they stay most of the time."
Start creeping my way down there, I guess.
I'm gonna sense his sin.
Lester's? Okay.
Yes.
He might be sending us to get eaten. Like, hey, I don't have to hunt today. They're in there.
Like you see other you see Royston walking down here yesterday. You know,
Right.
fucking thing.
5 successes.
I rolled good.
I have to resolve composure for Lester. He only gets 2. You, as you're walking, take a moment to look at Lester, and you basically assault his soul with your senses. Everything seems to pull back real fast from where you're at. The darkness gets just deeper, like you're getting yanked down this dark hallway, and then just boom, it stops as everything pops back into place. And you feel yourself in Lester's form with the machete that he gave to you, chopping up a body. Like, it looks like a human. It can't be more than probably 20 years old. And he's crying as he's doing it. Like, this is tearing him apart. But you feel compelled. He has no choice. He has to do this. And as he looks over in the room you're in right now, in this darkened room, there are like 3 other bodies down here that he's cut the throats of. And then you pop back into your senses.
Okay.
But you do feel that these things he's been doing have been severely taking a toll on him.
Yeah. We'll keep going.
You guys want to roll stealth on your way down? Dex plus stealth?
We do.
Not particularly.
Sullivan got 3.
Yep.
I'll take the highest of the 2 of you. How about that?
That
Fair.
works.
Did Preston roll?
I rolled a 1.
Oh,
You can do it, son of a bitch.
4. The name didn't pop up?
What do you mean the name didn't pop up, Ray?
You guys are creeping down. You see Lester just kind of look at the 2 of you as he's just walking casually. You know, hear his boots just kind of give a little like dunk, dunk, dunk on the concrete floor as he's walking calmly. And as you guys are walking down this hall trying to be stealthy, Sullivan feels something rub against his leg as this black cat streaks down the hall past you and just kind of bounces off of you.
Oh, I'm gonna chop that little bastard.
You gonna hit it?
No, I'm not. I should. Just in case it's fucking crook, but no, I'm not gonna, because if he's down here too, he's in the same danger we are, so fuck him.
So you get further and further down this hallway. You start getting to the area where you can see the light kind of pouring into this room. And what you see in front of you is essentially, it looks like an old school laundry room that's kind of been left for disuse. And in that room, you see 4 figures that are kind of hunched over, their backs to you. Now, their skin's very pale, like almost a gray color. Almost like it's been dead for some time, and it's stretched really tight over the bones beneath. So you'll see like the person's vertebrae from behind, like from where it leaves the skull down their back. You'll see the shoulder blades. You'll see the rib cages, and they're wearing some tattered remnants of clothing. And you just hear whatever they're doing. They're moving like they're chewing and ripping on something. And you can see, well, Preston can see one of the humans that he saw in his vision are on the floor right there. And they're literally just being eaten. It's almost like, it's like a stereotypical scene from a zombie movie. Like their backs are to you and they're eating whatever's in front of them. However, as you get within eye
He's
shot,
like assail vampires or some shit.
as you get close enough to see clearly, one of them kind of tilts its head and looks back at you. And you'll see these red eyes stare into the darkness and settle on you completely. And its face still has some sort of a human semblance. It's not like there's rotting flesh. It's just really tight across their bones. The eyes are glaring this baleful red, and as they open their mouth, the blood and viscera just starts dripping out of their fanged maws. And it raises one clawed finger and points back to you. And its finger just kind of twitches a little bit, and you see just blood dripping onto the floor from the finger. And you hear Lester say, "These are her children."
Oh, shit.
This soft screech comes out of the mouth of the one that's looking at you, and the other 3 slowly turn to see you.
I'll stay still and be like, they only eat the living right now, right?
So far.
Yeah, now would be a good time to leave.
Sounds good.
They turn to stand up fully, and they stand like human beings. Their clothes are in tatters, it looks like, because they've been shredding it. It looks like because you can see the blood marks across their flesh, and you can see they've cut into their own skin. Their fingertips are kind of meet and end in like a curved black talon. And as you guys go to turn and leave, they start walking your direction, and you'll hear the one who pointed at you like,
Don't go. Wait. Hungry.
I'm running. I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge. This thing said, wait, hungry. Nope, we ain't playing that game. I'm out.
So Sullivan turns and runs. What does Preston do?
God damn it, and I'll run too.
As you guys you run past Lester. Lester seems confused, like, where are you going? As you guys run right by him. And as you're running, the shadows in this hallway start to move around you. Like, they start to reach for you as you start running away. And as you make it to the red area of light where you guys got to the bottom of the stairs, the shadows are just whipping at you out of the hallway. Like, they're just barely able to miss hitting you. Like, maybe by a couple inches as you guys get to the stairs.
Out, bro. We can stop it at the stairs or keep going.
You guys run up the stairs and you'll hear Lester cry out in pain. He just screams. He's like, "This wasn't the deal. I'm feeding you." Ah! And they just start, you hear that ripping and tearing as you guys make it to the top stairs and kick the door open.
Sucks to be that guy, but fuck that.
You guys make it in the alleyway.
I'm gonna close the door, but what the fuck, dude? This is a problem.
It's a big problem.
This is a Sierra City problem.
Oh, well, we're definitely mentioning this to her later.
Like, I don't know much about that Lester guy, but fucking sucks to be him right now. I'm gonna take I'm gonna basically put my hand on the butt of this machete, and I'm gonna try and drive it into like the wedge of the door to make it to block it. I don't want these things getting the fuck out.
You jam the door effectively, as much as you can anyways, with the machete.
Right.
You cram it in there, make sure like it's not easy. At least it's not easy to pull open. It's as hard as you can make it.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, out the fuck we go.
So you guys hop in the SUV and leave the alleyway. Where are you headed?
This is an emergency. You need to call Mitchell and tell him we need to talk to Sierra now. Like, right the fuck now.
All right, I'll call the Sierra number.
Mitchell picks up. You get maybe a ring in, and he's like, "Hello,
Mitchell, it's Preston again.
Mr. Preston." Yes, I'm still waiting to hear back from the madam.
Totally understood. And I'm sorry to call again. However, there's another situation that has come up that is quite pressing, very pressing. I can't, at this point in time, think of even a clever, dodgy way to express what I need to express when normally I would be able to, which should only serve to convey how serious it really actually is.
I see, Mr. Preston. So what you're telling me is that you are requesting politely, in your desperation, that I interrupt Miss Sierra's meeting with Mr. Jackson so that I can deliver your message.
Well, it's not just my desperation. This is like a citywide thing, and the prince may actually want to know about it. I mean, not that I would presume to know what he would want to know, but it's pretty bad. It's really fucked up, if to put it bluntly. There's some bad shit going on.
There's always something bad going on, Mr. Preston, but I will, at the earliest possibility, inform Miss Sierra of your request and the importance of it.
Thanks.
I'll hang up.
I'll look over at Sullivan. Dude, I didn't even know what to say. It's bad.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it too. I got no words for that. What the fuck? Oh my God. Jason has firebombs. This could be a firebomb situation. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that shit.
Now I really want to call Jason. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. We should have called him instead of Sierra. Can you imagine how funny that would be? Fuck.
Yeah. There's no reason not to. He's a primogen of the city. He needs to know what's going on too, right? Man, this is above our fucking pay grade.
Let's stop and think and be rational. how can we use this to our advantage?
Okay. This further hinders Nerissa no matter what we do, as long as we bring light to what's going on here in the city. Because if we can eradicate her children, she has to take the time to make more if she needs them for something, right?
It sounds like somehow she's able to hear and maybe see, I don't know, but definitely hear, because that's what Lester said, through these creations of hers. So she creates these things and then she's somehow able to increase her.
Well, you got to stop thinking in terms of creatures of the night, right? We know she is more. She has communed with those we try to keep asleep and is like a shard of a being of those that wait. I mean, she is a problem. Now, if we were on the other side of this situation and if we wanted to wake them up, if we wanted to create chaos and destroy the world, she's the perfect entity to do that through. But we are not that cell. We're trying to keep them asleep. It's not time to ruin the world yet. The world's not ready.
Last we heard, Ray, they still hadn't decided whether or not to call the blood hunt on the Bahari as a whole, right?
Last you heard, Annabelle was still lobbying for it, but Jackson just stripped them of all domain. That was their punishment.
We could implicate the Bahari and get them to instill that full blood hunt, because this definitely would fucking do that. This would remove the thin bloods that are sided with them right now that are staying in that club, because that's the last Bahari I'm aware of in the city, allowing us to move in and create another stronger foothold potentially and buy a club. Not that we have the resources for that at the moment, but it keeps eyes off of us, and it further damns the Bahari though.
Well, publicly, where did this land when it comes to Nerissa? Was it known that she was like anything at all? Is her name attached?
They don't
to
even
anything?
know she's in the city.
She's right. Nobody knows Nerissa's even in Chicago. Nobody knows she's here except for Portia.
Two people you know of, Portia and that Hakata.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. How do you want to spin this? We have a very short amount of time. We could say we heard the entities call out a name, Nerissa, Nerissa, Mother. We can at least try to bring light to her being here to put more pressure on her. Because right now, we're the only ones that know she's here, as far as I'm aware. And that gives her free go of whatever she does, as long as she stays out of other kindred's eyes. We could put that shit to a stop right now and make her have to make calculated steps, as opposed to moving through the city wanton. As clearly she has been. This has been going on months now. We just found out about this. Like, how could something this serious go so long under the radar?
Y'all did this. you guys made all this chaos so that the shit you did would go under the radar. And now you're like, how'd this get under the radar? Like, what the fuck?
This is in a major metropolitan part of the area. It is in a major building that has public interaction almost on the daily. Mm-hmm. And it's still like we're off somewhere in a little corner of a warehouse doing our own thing. This is some serious shit that happened under Chicago's nose.
No, this is
Dominate's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
I'm not even denying that.
I'm not really disturbed that it's going on. What's disturbing me is that, like, I still feel like we need to be able to control or direct it somehow. And so when we stumble across something like this, it's like, oh shit, this is like, yeah, we've been sowing some chaos in the city, but like, this is some shit. Yeah. And so now what are we going to do with this? Like, I'm not freaked out like, oh my God, this is gross. I'm like,
right.
Like, it's impressive, but like, like this bitch creates things and can see and hear through them. Like, that's pretty badass. But at the same time, it's like, that's pretty badass. We're fucked.
Right. So let's try and spin this, because you're going to get a phone call shortly by someone. And we're going to have to be like, we're going to have to put it into whatever we're putting into motion. It's got to start there.
Yeah, we're going to have to name names. I wonder if this explains why we never heard back about this.
That could be the thing. I am not even denying.
Have we seen And I know it's hard. It's a Gangrel, so you never know. But like, has the Gangrel Primogen been around?
Yeah, she's been around here and
She's
there.
been around?
Like
Okay.
she's made the occasional, like maybe once a month appearance, as the the Wanderlust does tend to make them more scarce around Elysium.
All
So,
right.
but she has been around, and
Okay,
I'd
good.
say you probably saw her the last time you went around. She just showed up, just to, hey, we're fine, and then leaves type thing. You know what I mean?
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure this wasn't a situation where it's like, oh yeah, we asked Trina to talk to Rosa, and then like Rosa hasn't been seen in weeks or something like crazy like that. Like,
No, she's been around.
all right, good. Okay.
So, where do you guys want to drive around? Like, you guys left the alleyway, but what are you doing? Circling?
Oh,
Like,
we're
what's the
definitely
plan?
circling and staying in the area.
Yeah, we should
Oh,
stick around.
okay.
Yeah.
So you guys pass the alleyway probably 10 minutes later as you're circling, and you'll see Lester crawling through the alley, like on his hands and knees, bleeding from bite marks all over his body. Like he's missing chunks of flesh. Part
Did
of
we
his
stop?
face has been ripped off.
Are we picking him up? Are we finishing the job? What we can't let him stay there.
We're
That's the
gonna
problem.
pick him up.
All right, I'll be pulling down the alleyway and we're gonna grab his ass.
You can see as you get down the alleyway, it looks like he had to beat the door down, like almost completely down to get out because of the way you guys blocked it. The hinges are loose. You can see the doors just kind of swinging open, but the top is kind of leaning out a little farther than the bottom as he had to really shoulder the shit out the door to get outside. You can see that the machete he had is impaled in his back with the handle almost broken off. It's bent almost like a 90-degree angle in his back.
Jesus.
And he's looking up at you as you kind of swing down the alleyway and the lights hit him. His eyes, one of them is missing and like half his face has been gnawed off. His other eye is bloodshot and partially red. His fangs are distended. He looks like he's on the verge of frenzy, as feeble as he is. And as he's clawing along the alleyway towards your vehicle, you can see that his feral talons have been engaged, like his fingernails have been turned into talons of some sort. And there's a bit of flesh dangling from them. So he definitely probably gave almost as good as he got, but he got fucked up.
Well, when we get out, I'm definitely gonna tear that machete out of his back and toss it down the alley. Like, let's get that shit straight.
Okay, let me roll his willpower.
Yes, sir. See if he tries to kill me.
One success. Ooh, it's a difficulty 2. Shit. So you
Can
will
he-
go and
I think this warrants me giving him a player dice or two.
Can he use a dice?
he will spend a willpower to reroll his willpower roll
Nice.
and spend 2 dice, 1 dice. How many guys do you want to give him? Because he has to get at least 2 successes or he loses his shit.
We'll give him 2 dice, just cause.
Okay.
We don't know how good his willpower is, what he's rolling. So.
Nice.
Holy shit. Yeah, he got a total of 6 successes. You rip it out, and you'll hear him grunt as the blade tears out of his flesh. And as he's looking up at the two of you, his talons start to slowly retract back into his fingers, and he's like, I need to get out of here.
I'm gonna grab one of his arms and put my other arm under his pit and go to get him in the vehicle.
Yeah, we're gonna
Right.
haul him into the SUV.
You slide him into the back seat, and he lays down across the seats so that he can't be seen. There's still a glimmer of like cognition in him, even as hurt as he clearly is. And you guys get in the vehicle and tear ass. Nothing comes out the hallway. Nothing comes out of the building after you. So as Sullivan's driving, Preston, you hear Lester just kind of breathe out very in pained, short breaths. They won't leave until she tells them to.
Well, and she's probably never going to tell him to leave unless she's forced to. So we're going and seeing the sheriff. And you're going to have to start talking.
I can't.
Then hopefully somebody is around to take a peek inside your head and get what information is needed, because this shit has to be dealt with, and there's nobody who knows more about it than you. So if you're unable to speak, then somebody's going to have to compel you to speak.
He just looks at you like you can tell he's just tired. He's barely able to hold on as he's talking to you.
I know you haven't had a choice, and I know other people are going to understand that as well. So I wouldn't worry too much about being in trouble for anything you may have been forced to do Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me?
All right. So
Well,
You'll
nice
see-
to know you, Lester.
Lester's hand reach up, like as he's laying on his right side in the back, his right hand shoots up as he gets moved to his back. He's like, I can't, and you'll see the talons rip out of his fingers.
Oh, I'm
And-
backing the fuck up.
Well, you're in the vehicle, so
Oh, that's a problem.
that's why you're driving. His talons burst out of his fingertips, and it starts kind of, you can see it's resisting. He's trying to resist as it's going towards his throat.
Oh shit.
Oh,
I'm driving.
Need Sullivan to roll his. Let's do wits and wits awareness.
What's awareness?
Yes.
I'm witty. I'm aware. I have a hunger die success.
Okay. One's enough. As you're like looking back and trying to drive, as Lester's like starting to scream out in panic and fear as his claws are coming towards his own throat. In the rearview mirror, you glimpse this all black, shadowy figure, almost like it's just a cloud of black that's been coalesced into the figure of a woman. Long, dark hair, red glowing eyes that has grasped his hand by the wrist and is forcing it down towards his throat. But when you look back physically, it's not there. It's just in your mirror.
I'll be like, what the fuck? And I'll just point at the mirror. Preston, what is going on?
Preston will see that figure. It looks up at you and it will smile. And as the shadowy lips part, it's got this fanged maw that just glistens with like the fresh hint of blood across the teeth. Preston feels that presence be very familiar. That face looked at you on the ship. It's different, but you can feel that it's her. Or at least something of her. You'll hear Lester cry out, "She won't let me talk! She will never let me talk!" As the claws just start to tear into his flesh around his throat.
I'll try and grab his arm to pull it away from his throat.
Give me a strength and brawl.
We're still in like the parking lot area, right?
There was no park. You guys drove out of the alleyway. You're on the roads now. You're like by Michigan Avenue.
Shit. There's nowhere to pull over on Michigan Avenue.
Yeah, we're fucked.
This is
There's
on
not.
you, bro. I gotta drive. If I turn around, I'm gonna crash the car and fuck this car up more than it's already been fucked up.
It's been repaired.
I know,
It's
but
been
it's been fucked up repeatedly and repaired repeatedly.
This is true. So you got one on your ducks and brawl. Let's give this a shot with this individual. Lester gets a 2.
Nice.
So it's not nice for him. You try to grab at the wrist, and as you kind of grab his hand, you'll feel like his strength redouble his efforts, and it just plunges all like 2 inches of those talons into his throat, and you feel the fingers start to clench around his esophagus. At that point, it's just blood gurgling as he's spitting up red vitae onto the ceiling of the car. In the rearview mirror, Sullivan will see that shadowy figure of Nerissa just starts laughing, and you actually hear it like in the edge of your awareness.
Fuck.
Want to do another brawl test and see if you can pull his hand away?
Yeah,
You can rouse the beast, sir.
You can.
Give yourself a little bit extra.
I'm gonna rouse the beast.
You will gain a hunger as your beast takes its dive. So you had +2 dice, and then you have 7 player dice you can take from as well, if you wish.
I'll use 2 player dice. So total 4 extra dice.
All right.
Let's see.
Let's see what you get. 4 is respectable.
Got 2 10s. Look at that.
Oh. Okay. 2 10s as well.
That's fucked up. It's like the same roll.
It is the same roll. However, you are you're the protagonist. So, as the fingers start to grasp at his esophagus, you manage to rip his talons out of his throat. Essentially, the figure in the rearview mirror seems to explode into a cloud of just smoke and cinders that kind of hover in the back seat for a second and then slowly fade away as you're grasping Lester's hand, and he starts to like pant, like in like that relieved sense of panic. And as he looks at you, she was not going to let me talk. I can't go through that again. But his muscles are relaxing, and you'll see the talons slowly recede back into his fingers.
At that point, I'll let his arm go. Can she come back like that whenever she wants and control you?
She's in my head.
So it has nothing to do with the building. She's in your head,
Yes.
All right, well, don't say anything about her then until we can get you closer to people who have a better chance of fighting. Do you have a herd, a group of people you feed on? Because you're gonna need to eat.
I had to kill them all. I don't have any more.
Is there anything you prefer?
No.
All right, hang tight. We're gonna get you some food. Preston, let's head back down to the south side. Probably be a little easier for us down there to get him something to eat.
All right.
This is not like we stop at a club thing.
Yeah.
We gotta abduct somebody because somebody ain't gonna make it home.
Well, I'm covered in blood at this point, and so is the SU inside of the SUV. So this is going to be a problem.
Yep.
You guys are driving down Michigan Avenue.
Yep. That is true. Fuck, he's fucked up. We could always take him back to the house and throw him in the well. Oh, man. We're not gonna, I don't think, but that did cross my mind.
We're not gonna, I don't think.
It definitely crossed my mind, but no. Well, I know we have tarps and shit in the back. Creep back there and start cleaning up best you can.
I feel like this is like that scene from Pulp Fiction.
We got to get this dude food. We have nowhere else we can take it. Do you have a safe house? Do you have a place we can take you that's more discreet? Or
he looks up at you with his one functioning eye. I lived at the AIC.
Did you kill any of them when you were fighting? Okay, that's just a question. All right, yeah, creep back there, Preston. See what you can clean up. We don't have much of a choice at this point. We don't have another vehicle to use.
I'll like grab whatever tarps and I'll like cover Lester with the tarps.
So
to make
you
him a little
slide
less obvious
between the seats to get into the back area, and then go over like around Lester's seat and grab the tarps to put over him. And you're like, shit, you got put on brain detail. Just want to let you know that right now.
I did. I got fucked. I got.
I'm driving, man. I don't know what to tell you.
You got some rags and shit. You can kind of like, wipe off the ceiling of the SUV in the back where his blood splattered across it. It's mostly on the seat and on the carpet with that like nice like fist-sized splatter on the ceiling. But you get that off a bit and just kind of like rub it in. Like you're gonna have to do a deep cleaning later on, but it's good enough right now to pass like drive-by casual look. Yeah. Doesn't have to be pretty. Just gotta pass casual. And Lester's just under the tarp. You feel him just go still. Like he's just kind of decided to stop moving at this point for the moment.
The man has given the fuck up for the time being.
Where do you want to take this tortured soul, Jeff?
We got to go down to the south side where it's going to be easier to grab a bum or something.
Okay.
Literally, my plan is to stop, be like, hey, man, I got some work for you. Entrancement.
I got some work for you.
You know, I can still give you some. I'll flash some cash if I have to. Be like, bro, I got some stuff for you. We'll drive off as he gets ravaged in the fucking back of the vehicle.
This vehicle is going to be super fucked.
Oh, dude, if anybody brings one of those fucking, like the cops spray that shit, this car is fucked, dude.
Yeah.
No
All
way.
right.
Like, this is a crime scene multiple times over.
Okay.
I'll try and use the tarps to like Dexter Morgan this shit so that maybe it'll contain when we get the bum in here and the ravaging occurs, that it'll limit the mess from getting any worse.
So you guys go to the south side. You will need to make a wits plus survival roll for your hunting.
Who? Survival? What is that? All right.
Yeah.
So fucked.
Diff's a 4.
Oh God.
Oh my God. I can't even hit that, bro. I can roll 2 10s.
You could roll 2 10s. You can take some player dice. It's up to you.
I'm going to take some player dice. What do we got?
We got 5.
Should I take them all, Sean? I'm going to need them.
Holy shit.
Dude, all of them? Really?
I got 2 wits, bro. What do you want? This could be like, we need 4 successes, or we're not going to find shit, or we're going to find something terrible. Like,
terrible.
Unless you got an easier way to hunt for this guy, I don't know what to tell you, man. We're
cool,
in some
man.
shit.
You do what you got to do, man. Your call.
The reason it's so difficult is because you have hunters out, which increases the difficulty. You're working in a blighted area, and then you're not using your
our preferred hunting method.
Yeah, you're using completely different. It's completely foreign to you, so that's why it's a 4.
Right.
Without the issues with the hunters, it'd be a 3.
Still, fuck that. Yeah, I'm gonna use all of our player dice. Fucking one? Are you kidding me?
Well, on the plus side, you can spend willpower to reroll 3 of those.
Yeah, I recommend a willpower.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow fucking willpower and roll 3.
Wow.
None. Hey guys, I didn't botch though, so there's
This
that.
is true. This is true.
Damn.
Because I was waiting for the botch. I'm like, I got the NPCs written up right now.
We could pull some old school and go for some fast food, order some shit, and yank that dude out the window and drive away.
You're
Like there's
Sabatsu
always
shit.
that. Yeah, right. No, I don't know how we're gonna proceed, dude. I can't. 4 successes on a survival roll.
You guys drive around down south for 2 hours.
God.
And find nothing. Whenever you think you're about to see somebody, like a cruiser goes by, police cruiser. You're like, fuck. Or the weirder thing, door-to-door priests talking to people. How you doing? You want to talk about Jesus? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not cool with that either. Although I wouldn't mind feeding one of those fucking dudes to this guy.
Lester is
What do you
just
want to do,
stopped
Preston?
moving.
There's nothing.
Well, I mean, if there isn't anything, we have no choice. We're going to have to go home. Oh,
I'll
man.
park down the street. So he doesn't know where we live. Preston can walk, and he's covered by a tarp, so he can't see where Preston's going.
Literally tarp cape this guy, or are you gonna? How are you gonna? How you?
Oh no,
so
I'm staying in the car with him. Preston's ass is going in.
Dude,
Oh.
you gotta drop me off you gotta go to our place.
Oh yeah, that's true. You're covered.
I'm not
Yeah,
walking
he's
down
got-
the street.
I'll pull up front. This dude's covered in a tarp. Hopefully he doesn't.
Yeah, Lester's under
realize
the
we're
under the tarp.
And either way, we have domain around here. Clearly, we live in this general area. Fuck it, whatever.
It's not like
will
he was paying
keep an eye
attention
out.
anyways. He's in severe fucking pain.
All right, I'll keep an eye out to make sure, 1, we're not being followed, and 2, that pesky ass black cat ain't around here.
So you do a drive-by of your apartment or your house to drop Preston off. Preston goes and starts walking up towards the door, and then Sullivan just pulls away. Are you going to just do a circuit? Like, what do you want to do? You park down the street?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a circuit.
All right. So you just start doing like a lazy like loop-to-loop around the neighborhood. Your car's known here because you live here, so it's not like people are going to be like, hey, what's going on with that weird behavior? They recognize your
Right.
vehicle, you're fine. Preston gets up to the house, and you pull back your screen door and get to the wooden door, and you notice that it's open.
No.
And you hear like
No.
sounds like somebody's rummaging around in your fridge.
What the fuck?
Oh, I wonder if it's James.
I'll like push the door open and like slowly walk in and look into the kitchen.
You step in as you push the door open, and you can see the light in the whole room is just cast from the light that's inside the refrigerator. And there's this figure hunched over your, like, looking down into the fridge, like somebody's literally rummaging through your fridge. You smell somewhat fresh dirt and like a coin scent of like decay in the air. And as you push the door shut, the figure kind of jerks up, right? Like, you know, oh shit, somebody's here, and looks over its shoulder, and you see this face look back at you. It's been kind of like somewhat desiccated by time in the ground, essentially. It's a dead body for damn sure, but you will see that its eyes were once sewn shut, but those threads have been torn open, and it's looking at you with these glassy, like milky white eyes. The mouth is pseudo sewed shut, but it opens, and you see the threads that were once used to close it are just stretched enough, just enough for it to make words. And it hits you. It's Ryan's body. It's your touchstone. And you hear this voice come out of the body. Preston, you're finally home. I've been waiting for you and your brothers for so long. We need to talk. It doesn't sound like Ryan. Like, it's got a little bit of his timbre in his voice because of the body, but it's not his cadence is not his way he speaks.
Who the fuck are you?
We've had many conversations. Down below, you cut me off from my supply of power. You fucked me over. Usually I'd be in a nice suit, but now I'm wearing a fucking corpse because of you.
What do you want? I'm gonna look at myself like with the blood, like I got shit going on. What do you want?
We all have shit going on, Preston. I need a fresh vessel. This isn't gonna fucking work. I got maybe a week before, like, I start getting more problems with it. I'm pissed off. You're covered in blood. I'm in a corpse. Who's got it worse right now?
Yeah, and you picked a really good. You think picking the corpse that you picked is going to motivate me to want to help you at all?
I did it for a point because I want you all to know. If you don't help me, I will kill every tether you have to humanity left in this city. I know about Sullivan's son, and I know about Lamont's stalker, and I also know about your new, was it yoga she's into? I will murder everything you hold dear and send their souls screaming into the fucking pit unless you help me. I'm done playing around and I'm done being nice with you.
So you can eat in that corpse? You're rummaging in the fridge. You can eat?
I thought I'd try it, but that's beside the point. I want you to make a new child when I'm inside the body. I need something to anchor me. I need something physical.
And what if I don't, then you're just gonna inhabit corpses and go around killing people? Is that
Not just any people, the people you hold dear.
in different corpses? You're gonna inhabit different corpses and walk around like a zombie killing people in the night.
I
just want to
grabbed
make sure I know what the
this.
situation is.
I grabbed this because it was convenient enough to make the fucking point.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, my natural inclination is to tell you to fuck off, but I'll bring it to the crew.
He'll rest
it
an
over.
arm on the door of the refrigerator, and you see like there's just the dirt. This must have been tonight that he clawed his way out because the dirt's still fresh and it's just all over your floor, and mud is now across the refrigerator as he leans on it. Don't get me wrong, Preston. In a way, I appreciate what you did. You gave me independence. It's painful, but you taught me a very important lesson. I don't have the time anymore. I should say luxury, really, of you all toying around with your wordplay and deciding, oh, well, maybe we'll make a deal, but we're not, but fuck you, Vanathra. That's not going to work anymore. It's not. Whatever time I have left, be it a century, be it two, I will spend it making sure you can barely hold on to what makes you function. Just keep it in mind. I'll give you a day to come to a decision, and I'll be back. And at that point, you'll see Ryan's head will kind of tilt back, and you'll hear the bones crack as his mouth stretches wide open, and this black cloud of flies will erupt out of it and just disperse into the air and vanish. And the corpse will just fall like da-doof on your floor.
Thanks for leaving a corpse in my kitchen. All right. God damn. I gotta rebury this fucking guy. All right, I'm gonna stash Ryan downstairs in the basement.
Okay. You pick up the body, you head down to the basement. Nothing here has been fucked with. And you do remember this was, well, the ward was destroyed. But it's been rededicated. You're fine. It's not tainted anymore. So you bring the body down to the sacrificial area, put it down there. Nothing feels off.
All right. And then I'm going to head back upstairs and like shower to get the blood off of me and change clothes and all that stuff.
Okay.
Get myself cleaned up.
You get all cleaned and get, the bloody clothes off of you, deal with them as you need to. And you start heading towards the door, and there's just that mud and just dirt all over your floor, which can be dealt with later if you want. Not a big deal, obviously. It's not pressing, but it's there.
I'm going to leave it. I'm going to head out.
For Sullivan, you've been circling around for maybe like 20 minutes, and you'll come back around the house, and you'll see Preston walk out of the house.
Yeah, I'll pull out next to him and let him get in the vehicle.
I'll get in the passenger seat. We got another problem, but we'll talk later.
All right. So what's the plan? How are we getting this guy food? Because my idea fucking failed gloriously. I got another idea.
Let's hear it.
All right. So there's one club in town that is run by some individuals that we know, the ones that are no longer allowed anywhere else.
Okay.
That means anything that happens there, if somebody disappears, anything like that, it falls back on them, not anybody else in the city. And they're already fucked as it is, right?
How welcome do you think we'll be?
I'm a fucking caitiff.
Okay. I'll wait in the car.
Okay.
You
That's
can go
fair.
and caitiff it up.
All right. Cool.
So you're heading to red number 5?
We're going to red number 5, buddy.
All right. Well, I don't think that's anywhere near what they expected to find down in the AIC. But now they have the additional problem of Lester the Knife being really messed up and clearly having some sort of connection to Nerissa. They need to get him some food and get him healed up so they can question him or turn him over to somebody who can question him. So we'll see how they decide to go forward with that. And of course, without Lamont, nothing can possibly go wrong, right? See everybody next episode.